the Health and Sports Learning Community part of Management 100, and our goal is to raise awareness of the Bucknell community for injury prevention.
We would hang up posters throughout all the athletic facilities to make sure each person that is using equipment and is participating in anything athletic is using them the right way and is prepared for any injury prevention exercises. And we also would like to implement closer relationships between athletic teams and their trainers to make sure each student athlete is prepared and knowledgeable about injury prevention exercises related to their sport. Why do you think injury prevention is often overlooked?
I think injury prevention is often overlooked because if you're not injured, then most athletes ask themselves, why do I need to do extra then? If I'm feeling good, if I'm not injured right now and there's no time that I'm sitting out of my sport, I guess I'm doing everything okay.
What sports do you guys play?
Track and cross country.
And what do you think the most common cause of injury is in your sport?
I think the most common cause of injury in our sport is when people don't stretch or not take stretching seriously because it actually helps prevent injury.
I also think it's caused from a lack of awareness about the preventative strategies that you can do.
After an initial injury, what needs to be done to keep it from happening again?
I think the key factor to prevent injury once it happens again is education. So number one, you have to educate the athlete and explain why this injury occurred, and that usually comes from a good evaluation by the healthcare professional. The second thing that you need to do is educate the athlete on how much time that it may take, to do a little bit of extra work and explain the negatives of not doing preventative exercises.
Dynamic movement stretches are designed to take a joint or a muscle through a challenging repetitive motion. Reducing hip stiffness prior to starting a run or ride will reduce the risk of the dreaded overuse injury. Dynamic stretching is ideal prior to exercise to prepare the joints for movement and muscles for optimal activation. As you can see, the iliotibial band, the band that runs on the outside of the leg from the hip to just below the knee, is being rolled out. This is one of the parts of the body most susceptible to injury in runners. Foam rolling helps to increase blood flow and circulation, aiding healing and preventing injury. Foam rolling limits soreness and tightness through increased blood flow and flexibility.
It's going to be a little time consuming for them. So you are going to have to put in a little extra, especially as you get older and especially in Division I sports where the demand is so high. Most athletes coming out of high school aren't used to this high demand.
What sport do you guys play?
We play softball.
And what do you guys think you can do to improve injury prevention in your sport?
We think we need to take more care of prehab exercises before we take part in any sort of practice, and afterwards make sure we do active recovery after workouts. Even though softball is considered an anaerobic sport,
Extremely important just to implement a good program from day one, right? And make sure the athlete adheres to the preventative exercises.
Why do you think it's important that athletes are aware of injury prevention exercises?
Number one, because when athletes are competing at such a high level, they're prone to injury, right? And a lot of the times coaches or themselves as being the athletes don't really do too much research as to the corrective exercise and strengthening exercises that they need to do to keep up with their sports demands. Therefore, I think that it's so essential not only for the sports professional working with the athlete to teach them, but I also think the athlete kind of needs to take it underneath their own wing